The life of this world is made up of 3 days. Yesterday has gone with all that was done. Tomorrow you may never reach, but today is for you, so do what you should do today. To learn a single topic of knowledge and teach it to a Muslim is more beloved to me than having the whole world and giving it in the cause There is no backbiting in the case of a person of innovation or a person who openly commits sins. Stay away from the busying aspects of life, and surely life has abundant busying aspects. How strange it is that person whose departure from this world to the next has been announced, and whose predecessors have already departed still plays around. This life is good for the believer. He works little, i.e., he is moderate in performing acts of worship, and takes enough provisions with him to paradise. The believer does the best deeds yet, is most fearful that his deeds will not be accepted. If he were to spend a mountain of wealth in charity, he would not feel sure of the rewards until he shews it. The more righteous and pious he becomes, the more he fears, but the hypocrite, munafiq, says, "There are so many people, I will be forgiven, no problem." So he does wrong and evil deeds, yet holds foolish wishes about Allah. This life is bad for the disbeliever and the hypocrite, for he wastes his nights in it, and the only provisions he collects from it is being directed to the fire. By Allah, anyone among mankind who earns abundance in his life but does not feel afraid that he is being tried and tested, then his deeds will decrease and his opinion will become obsolete. May Allah have mercy on the man who works for the likes of this day. For today, you are able to do what these brothers of yours, the residents of these graves, cannot do. So make full use of your health and free time before the day of distress and accounts comes upon you. Do not sit with an adherent of bid'ah, for he will cause a disease in your heart. The best attribute a believer can have is forgiveness. He among mankind who will receive the least reckoning on the day of judgment is he who reckons his own self in the life of the world for Allah's sake. He who contemplates his intentions and actions. If whatever he has intended is for Allah's sake, he persists in it. Otherwise, he refrains from doing it. Verily, reckoning on the day of judgment becomes heavy for those who were hasty in this life and did not hold themselves accountable. The intelligent person's tongue is behind his heart. When he wants to speak, he first thinks. If his words will be in his favor, he says them, and if they will be against him, he does not speak. And the ignorant person's heart is behind his tongue. When he merely thinks of saying something, he says it, whether it is for or against him. Whenever Allah withholds this life's splendor from a Muslim slave who thinks that he is allowed to excessively indulge in its delights, then know that he is being deprived because his good deeds have decreased and his opinion became obsolete. Sell this life for the next, and you win both of them. Sell the next life for this, and you lose both of them. Do not become proud merely because you worship often, for consider what happened to Iblis, Satan, after he spent a great deal of time worshiping. He whose wealth increases, his sins increase, and he whose speech multiplies, his lies multiply. He whose conduct becomes harsher torments his own self. People say that the one who has been on Hajj is the one who is forgiven. He said, and the sign of this is that he leaves the evils he used to do. Do not deceive yourself into being too proud because you are in a good or righteous environment, for there is no place that is better than paradise. And our father Adam has experienced there what is known to all. Death has exposed the reality of this life and did not leave chance for the wise person to delight in it. Do not think yourself great because you have met with righteous people, for there is no man more righteous than the prophet Saul. Yet the disbelievers and hypocrites did not benefit by simply knowing him. Wouldn't one of us feel too shy to ask his Lord to forgive his sin? Then do it again? Then ask for forgiveness? Then do it again? He said. The shaitan wishes that you would have this attitude, so do not tire of asking for forgiveness. It has reached me that when Allah, the mighty and majestic, blesses a people and gives them some good, He asks them to be grateful. If they are grateful, He is all, able to give them more. But if they are ungrateful, He is all, able to turn His blessings into a punishment. Allah the Exalted has ordained the acts of obedience and helps one perform them, and has forbidden the acts of disobedience and helps one avoid them. Work as much as you feel able to endure the blazing fire, and know that you have no excuse if you end up in it. The good of this world is knowledge and worship, and the good of the hereafter is paradise. Amazing is he who laughs, even though the fire is in front of him, and feels elation while death is awaiting him. May Allah grant mercy to some people who use this life as if it was a loan. They gave it back to He who has entrusted it to them and went away with a light weight of burden. By Allah, never was a person given an abundance of worldly wealth and then not feared this might be a plot against him, for his wrongdoings except the person lacking intelligence and sound opinion. And never has Allah held back worldly wealth from a person, and that person has not thought that a good choice has been made for him except a person who also lacks intelligence and sound opinion. In this life, the believer is just like a prisoner who strives hard to free his neck. He never feels safe until he meets Allah, the exalted and most honored. When a man sought knowledge, it would not be long before it could be seen in his humbleness, his sight, upon his tongue and his hands, in his prayer, in his speech, and in his disinterest, zuhd, in worldly allurements. And a man would acquire a portion of knowledge and put it into practice, and it would be better for him than the world and all it contains. If he owned it, he would give it in exchange for the hereafter. Every man who indulges in an aspect of life that fills his time, then the door he opened will open 10 more doors of busying aspects for him. You wish you could live as long as Noah, but lived, even though Allah's order, death, strikes at someone's door every night. O youth, seek the hereafter, for we often see people pursuing the hereafter and finding it as well as the dunya, worldly well-being. But we have never seen anyone pursue the dunya and gain the hereafter as well as the dunya. Thanks for watching.